A freak? I would say he's definitely a freak.
I heard some wild stories. I heard he had like...
We all heard
that. Yeah, you know
but then, come on, I want to hear what you heard.
I mean, I heard that he had this...
Let me explain. Diddy and Ashton Kutcher have a long history together. These two were, like, really very close. Ashton's penthouse on 74th and 8th Avenue, which is close to Central Park West, is where I recall spending a lot of time. It was the kind of location that exuded wealth and prosperity. However, it seems that those well-known friendships have a cost now that everything has come to light. We've written a lot about Ashton Kutcher lately, particularly because of his relationship with Danny Masterson. After supporting Masterson throughout his trial, Kutcher suffered intense criticism, and that ire isn't going away. His decisions and affiliations are being revisited, and his long-standing endorsement of Diddy has also been under criticism. It has been difficult to overlook this relationship between the two. Let's take a closer look at it. We must start by discussing the notorious Hot Ones video that is becoming viral on the internet. Kutcher was once adored by Hollywood for his charisma and humorous ability. He is now dealing with a severe public relations problem, however, after a slew of scandals, including the Masterson incident. His bond with Diddy is now being questioned as the criticism against him has become more intense. There's more, however. The history of Kutcher has gained attention again, especially in relation to his early works. He co-starred with Mila Kunis on That 70s Show, which is one of the more contentious parts of his career. The worst part is that Kutcher admitted using his tongue without her consent when they first kissed on TV. Why? Because he was told $20 by Danny Masterson that he wouldn't. Given the power dynamics at work, this strange anecdote does more than simply raise eyebrows. It presents a concerning image of Kutcher's actions. Not to mention the jokes Kutcher said while shooting Cheaper by the Dozen, if that wasn't enough. Regarding his 15-year-old co-star, he made a casual comment that she belonged to a club that America couldn't wait to see reach the age of 18. In addition, he humorously added the Olsen twins, complete with countdown clocks, to that list. The unease about Kutcher's history is exacerbated by remarks such as these. The issue of how Kutcher manages to support Diddy, who has been embroiled in a number of scandals over the years, remains as his troubles mount. Diddy has had a turbulent career, and it's difficult to overlook his relationships with prominent business leaders. Numerous people have noted that the rapper's alliances often seem to be with those who may assist him avoid criticism or build his reputation. It's puzzling that Kutcher would decide to stick with Diddy in light of the controversy surrounding his legal troubles.
Kunis has allegedly moved out of the home she shares with Ashton Kutcher because she is aware of the fact that horrible information about Ashton and Diddy together.
As these debates come to an end, it is necessary to consider Kutcher's future. Is it time for him to reconsider his connections and public image, or will he still support Diddy? The stakes appear to be rising every day, and everyone is keeping a tight eye on things. We are left wondering if Kutcher can overcome this reaction, or whether this is just the start of a much larger unraveling, as the effects of his previous relationships and acts are now catching up with him. It's evident that every relationship, joke, and controversy is empowered to drastically alter public opinion in the rapidly evolving world of celebrity culture. Although Ashton Kutcher was once a well-liked celebrity, his legacy is now in doubt due to his associations with people like Diddy and the scandals that have surrounded him. As we continue to go through this complex web of ties and controversies, stay tuned. The tale is far from over, and as we learn more, we're sure to find even more startling information that may completely alter Diddy's and Kutcher's lives. For their 18th birthday, Ashton Kutcher is facing fresh criticism regarding his friendship with P. Diddy, which started 20 years ago when P. Diddy appeared on his show Punk'd on MTV. Following P. Diddy's arrest, Ashton Kutcher resurfaced in an interview on the show Hot Ones, claiming that P. Diddy is one of his best friends and that he loved throwing parties with him, but was unable to disclose the specifics due to legal concerns. This is the same P. Diddy who is notorious for throwing parties with underage girls. Despite being aware of the accusations, he continued to refer to Core as one of his closest friends, making him a reliable friend analyst. He also administered narcotics to and was known to abuse core. My name is Charles Pro. Discover something? After nearly 10 years of marriage, Mila Kunis reportedly filed for divorce and left the house she shares with Ashton Kutcher because she knew that terrible information about Ashton and Diddy together, along with video footage of the two of them together, was going to be made public. Now, let me tell you that Ashton and Diddy's friendship isn't your typical Hollywood bromance. Oh no, their bond, that began in the early 2000s when Ashton was out here running his prank show Punks. Piping Hot Sis found some disturbing tapes involving Ashton Kutcher and Diddy party stories. They're our favorite genre of anecdote. If you have one, yeah, wow, okay, I can't tell that one either, Ian, like actually Psy is going through them. Now listen to this. With his outrageous attitude, Diddy set out to get on Ashton's radar to avoid such pranks. He struck him up during the height of the show's fame with a strong demand. "Don't punk me, baby." That aggressive demand was the beginning of it all. During an interview on Hot Ones, Ashton revealed even more details on how their one daring punk combo turned into a close friendship. It wasn't just business gatherings and Hollywood events, however. These two also spent time together, away from the spotlight. Spotlight Ashton shared a crazy story about a run they went on together that really demonstrates how competitive Diddy can be. "We quickly became friends and used to just hang out and watch football together. One day I said, 'I'm going for a run,' and he said, 'Oh, I'll go for a run with you.' He then came over to go for a run, and about halfway through he said, 'Hey, I'm running out of gas right now.' But we had paparazzi all around us at the times, drama on social media, and court cases." In addition to defending his father, King Colmes was also thrust into the negative spotlight surrounding the Com family. The conflict between the Com family and 50 Cent has been exacerbated by a number of accusations over the years. One particularly concerning instance involved a woman who worked as a steward on Diddy's yacht, who claimed that King Combs had behaved inappropriately while doing so. Naturally, this project sparked major backlash. Critics quickly pointed out that 50 Cent's own mentor, Dr. Dre, has his fair share of controversial moments. But 50 was quick to shut that down, clarifying that while he doesn't condone bad behavior from anyone, the sheer number of accusations against Diddy is what drew his focus. His relationship with Dr. Dre, 50 explained, is based on the positive influence Dre has had on his career, not on any controversies. Despite Diddy's numerous denials of these accusations, and the fact that he has never been prosecuted in relation to many of them, the court of popular opinion remains mostly indecisive in the end. As 50 Cent continues to speak out, and with the possible release of his Diddy-focused documentary approaching, his battle with Diddy is more than just a personality clash or a verbal sparring match. It's a protracted conflict that appears to touch on some of the most troubling and contentious facets of the music business. People were wondering, wait, what did Ashton really know about his boy's lifestyle? When those strange tales about their relationship began to resurface. It wasn't just the fun run stories either. When asked about Diddy's famed parties, Ashton paused and then responded, "I can't tell that when I'm pee-cycling." Ashton had been quite cryptic in interviews, giving clues of crazy nights and Diddy's insane parties that he couldn't divulge. I really can't tell any of them, though, because Ashton's avoidance of that question only increased suspicion. What was he really hiding with Diddy's arrest? All those unanswered questions are now front and center, and people are looking back at Ashton's previous interviews, noticing that his reluctance to discuss Diddy's legendary parties was a red flag that he knew more than he let on. Additionally, the timing is too sloppy to ignore, as Mila Kunis filed for divorce shortly after Diddy's arrest, pondering if Ashton's involvement in Diddy's shady activities extended beyond his attendance at extravagant events. For those of you who are unaware, Ashton Kutcher partied frequently with Diddy in the early 2000s, and yes, there are tapes with Ashton and Diddy, but they may have revealed much more than just a romantic relationship. Additionally, Ashton's little stutter step whenever those parties come up is starting to look really shady now. And rumors are that Miller may have discovered the missing piece to this whole messy scandal. The specifics of what's on those tapes haven't been made public yet, But insiders claim they reveal a completely different side of Ashton that Mila couldn't ignore any longer. Bromance people are whispering that Mila Kunis unintentionally obtained some of these famous party tapes. You know, from Diddy's wild no-holds-bar parties. And baby, let's just say Ashton might have been caught in some compromising positions with other men. Something Mila definitely didn't see coming from her husband. People are speculating that it wasn't just him hanging out with a party crowd, but possibly even engaging in some dubious illegal activity. Now that Diddy is embroiled in his own scandal, there are rumors that Ashton might be involved with the same messy crew. Alright, locks on the doors. Okay, this sounds dangerous now, so you can't tell that one either. For Mila, discovering those tapes was probably the last straw. Imagine believing you know your man inside and out, only to discover he's been keeping this from you. And down through everything. But it seems like these tapes revealed a side of him that she simply couldn't stand any longer. They were the Hollywood couple that everyone believed to be rock solid. And up until recently, they appeared to be the picture-perfect couple, enjoying a stable marriage. But when those tapes were released, Mila was devastated. This wasn't the first time they faced public criticism. Recall the Danny Masteron trial, where they faced a lot of criticism for supporting their convicted co-star by writing letters of support, even stepping in front. Then came the recordings, which seemed like the ultimate betrayal of the camera to address the situation. But you could sense people were wondering whether the cracks were already beginning to appear. After surviving one scandal with Ashton, Mila decided it was time to file for divorce after learning of his connections to Diddy's wild world, particularly after Diddy was facing serious charges that were probably too much for her to handle. According to some insiders, Mila's decision to end their relationship wasn't entirely unexpected. It wasn't long before, when Ashton resigned as chairman of Thorne, it felt like his world was collapsing on both a personal and professional level. However, he pretended that his resignation was for the organization's benefit. But in reality, many people are claiming that he was only attempting to protect his reputation from further criticism because, after two scandals that rocked his world, his reputation has taken a serious hit, and it's difficult to predict whether he will ever recover. Meanwhile, Mila is taking action by filing for divorce, which appears to be her plan to Buendreds. She should disassociate herself from the turmoil and protect her reputation before it gets out of hand due to Ashton's involvement in the Masteron case and Diddy's most recent scandal. Can you blame Mila for determining it was time to move on? We have historically supported victims through our work and will do so going forward. The shocking news of Ashton Kutcher and Kunis' split, which was purportedly caused by his dubious relationship with Diddy, has shocked social media for, the third individual added, trafficking mess. Let's just say that Ashton's future in Hollywood is looking pretty bleak right now because of his friends Diddy and Danny Masterson, with whom he hangs out. His reputation was already on the verge of collapse following the Masteron scandal, and this new situation with Diddy could be the final nail in the coffin. With Diddy's arrest raising concerns about whether else in the business could be involved, Ashton is learning the hard way that Hollywood is known for its brutality. Since Mila has filed for divorce, there is a lot of discussion on the internet regarding the severe consequences Ashton may be facing. Industry insiders are already speculating about whether he will even be able to land future projects, even though Ashton has been a household name for ages. Some are thinking that Ashton would move aside and redirect his attention to something else, as if she were raising a red flag to warn of a sinking ship. There is a sense that Ashton may attempt to do a public redemption tour in the future, but whether or not people will be willing to forgive him is still up for debate. Fans are also excited about how this divorce will affect his personal life with 2 children involved. You know, the split is going to have some serious emotional and financial fallout, and people are eager to see how custody arrangements will unfold. His business endeavors, such as his tech and startup investments, just to escape the harsh spotlight for a while. What specifically did Mila discover on those videos that caused her to leave? And do you believe Ashton knows more about Diddy's contentious lifestyle? than he is revealing. If you like this post, please press the subscribe button and enable alerts so you don't miss the latest scoop. I also want to know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching.